Okay, we are pocketing building paper to put insulation in an external wall, and we couldn't find a how-to video to how to do this anywhere. So here's a how-to pocket building paper for external wall insulation. So the reason we need to do this stems back in New Zealand probably to the situation in the 1990s with a lot of leaky homes where they were there was really very little in the way of soffits on the outside, a lot of water getting into the insulation and the walls and rotting and causing all sorts of damage both to the timber as well as to people's health, because obviously mold and stuff can grow. So what we have is this beautiful membraney special modern building paper. We don't need structural stuff for this because we're actually going to be stapling it in. So you cut it to a size that's around about, so you want it to go in, across and out, and it needs to be a good 2.5 centimetres, 25 mils from your actual external structure. So what I've done is I've cut this to a point where it's about 18 centimetres, 180 mil extra over the actual measurement of the cavity. Alright, so then what I do is I get my handy staple gun. I've worked out that if I've measured my staple gun to work out how far into the wall I can use my staple gun and be on the wood, or where this wood is hard up against that external structure, unlike this, where I can make sure I've got my gap. So that would be a good idea. So first up, I start at the top. I find the middle of the paper. I find approximately the middle of the cavity, and I staple. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to just keep doing that, trying to keep that front edge straight-ish along up the top. We do tend to go back, and just add a couple near the front so that when you're pushing the building paper and the insulation in, it doesn't all just fold in on itself. Okay, so now I've got to my corner and I'm going to stop the video. Measure twice, cut once, right? Turns out that piece of paper I used wasn't wide enough, which was rather embarrassing when I got to the bit where I needed to pocket it. So I've worked out how wide I actually need it. Got myself a nice sharp blade. You'll find you get a lot less frustrated with the entire process if you've got a new blade, because otherwise it's okay. So plenty wide enough there. We go up, down, down a bit more. I'd rather cut off a bit at the end than have the same not enough scenario I had just before. Alright, let's try that again. Okay, at least I've got a nice straight edge in my top now. So, midpoint, around about midpoint, and deja vu. Okay. Doesn't matter if the staples aren't like beautifully flush. It's just holding the paper in till you can actually put the insulation in. Okay, look at this. I've got enough now. Okay, so go right across to the edge. The whole top. Oh. Okay, now I'm going to do the folding at the corner. So this is, if you're into gift wrapping, you'll be sweet. What we want to do is we want to bring that top edge down. So basically what we want to make sure is that if any water comes in from the outside, it's brought all the way to the front, basically so it can discolour the jib so we can know that something's wrong behind there. But we also want to direct it away from the insulation if we can. So that's why I bring that one down. Okay, so that one down, fold that corner over. Then I put a staple into that corner, and then one on this edge. There we go. So then I'm going to carry on and staple down here. Again, a couple at the front. And now I need to work around the wire that I've got here. So, yeah, do you want to move that? Here, I'll do a selfie for a moment while my amazing husband Grant sorts out his standing position. Okay, back with the craft knife. Okay, so what we've got here is right around where I'm doing my corner, I also have a wire coming through. So what I want to do is I want to fold that the way I'm going to have it and work out where that wire is coming from. Then, again, nice sharp knife, away from the wire and away from your own fingers, make a wee cut. Right, so now what I can do is I can do this corner the way I did the other one. Right. But now I can staple around in front of that wire. And I can carry on down this side. That one occasionally they jam. Okay. Right. Occasionally they run out of staples. So I'm finally getting around to using, oh, that's not run out, they're all jammed. Alrighty. So, see the jammed stuff in the end there? Not quite sure how I've managed that. But I'm going to hopefully push that out. Finally using the bum bag technique with the thing. Let's put some more staples in and push out whatever's going on. Whee! There we go. Okay. Close it up. Oh, this to open up. Sorry, I should have pointed that out. So this bit at the back, you push in and let it fall down. And then once that's open, this wee notch here, you can pull towards yourself and it lets that open. But we don't want it open now, we want to close that up again. Alrighty, back to it. Okay, almost getting to the bottom. So when we get to the bottom, what we need to do is another fold. And we do it at both corners. So now the side we're going to bring down first. Okay, so bring that side down and then get that back piece and bring that folded over forward. Okay, so fold that forward. And just like you did at the top corners, a staple that way, a staple that way, and your just a bit matter of staples now. So after we've put all the staples in, what we're going to do is we're going to trim the excess paper. Again, if you've got a nice sharp knife, this is really easy. Just take out your handy dandy sharp knife. Just a little bit of tension on the paper, just so the knife can get through. And then just trim it all the way around like that, so it's nice and flush. Cut your insulation to fit and done. Pocketed building paper for insulation.